These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are here recording on Sunday, October 15th, and we're talking about Jeff Van Gundy today. So actually, the Celtics Reddit sniffed this out kind of before anybody else got it out there into the ether. But the Celtics have brought in Jeff Van Gundy as a senior consultant. I was at Celtics practice the other day, and it was made clear to us he is not on the coaching staff. I know this lists him under the coaching staff. He is going to be a consultant for the entire organization. He could be, helping out in Maine. He could be helping out, in the front office. Like, he is just a senior consultant for the entire Celtics organization. It's not a coaching staff thing. That said, they brought in Jeff Van Gundy the same summer. They brought in a bunch of help on the bench. It seems like they are trying to beef up the help around Brad Stevens, around Joe Mazzulla, throughout the organization, adding basketball minds. To the mix. For those wondering, Jeff Van Gundy has been a head coach in the NBA, was the head coach of the Knicks for 7 years, and the head coach in Houston for 4 years. Yes, I did have to count that out. Leave me alone. But he's finished top 10 in Coach of the Year voting twice throughout his career. And he was a announcer with ESPN until last year, correct? Is that correct?
He was part of their broadcast team, for 16 seasons. ESPN, this news resulted in one of the more awkward pushes you'll ever see, was them pushing out Van Gundy's joining of the Celtics, but then they didn't mention anything of his time with the company. And they just presented him as a coach, which I guess is what he's bringing to the table. But a lot of people don't know him as a coach, and they know him from being on the broadcast team, the A team with Breen and Mark Jackson. So it's a little awkward from ESPN, but little tidbit there from the Basketball Reference. If you'll take note of how old Jeff Van Gundy was when he got his first nod as a head coach, 34 years old, much like Joe Mazzulla. Same age when they both got the first chance to coach in the NBA.
There you go. I mean, I like it. It can't hurt. You bring in another guy who's been around the game for as long as Jeff Van Gundy have another guy in the front office or in the organization who can help with all the decisions behind the scenes, coaching decisions, front office decisions, developmental decisions. Because it was mentioned that Maine could be a part of it too. They just were stressing that it's an organization wide senior consultant role. He is just, I'm trying to think of a similar person who has been appointed to a position like this.
Well, Jerry West has had a lot of these kind of positions with teams.
Okay, he
was a consultant with Memphis, Clippers, the Lakers. He told them to draft Kobe back in the day, or trade for Kobe. So I think there are plenty of instances around the NBA where teams hire people in this sort of role just to have them in their vast experience in the organization. A lot of people are excited about this one. I did the news for Celtics blog, and there were a ton of comments excited for Van Gundy, bringing up the time that the Knicks got into a huge scuffle and he was involved, hanging onto somebody's leg.
Yes, that was good.
Brawl. So that was good. All of his rants about the officials while being part of the ESPN team, something people are excited about. They like that. So the hire of Van Gundy here is exciting news. Little extra boost, I suppose, as we get ready for the season.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, bringing in guys who know ball effectively.
Yeah, and he knows ball.
He knows ball. Bringing in guys who have experience in the NBA.
I mean, if you show me a man that looks like that, that's the first thing I think is they know ball.
Knows ball. This is what you think about when you think about dude knows ball. No, seriously though, him and Stan Van Gundy have people know who the name Van Gundy when you talk about the NBA. It's just
facts.
They've been around. Who's
Stan Van Gundy, by the way, is part of the greatest piece of promotional media I've ever seen. And it's the picture of him in the Pistons when he was coaching the Pistons, where he's on the bicycle. And it looks like the hardest picture. They all look like they're just hanging out on the street, they're gonna fuck your day up, pretty much. Looks like an album cover. Yeah.
I found it.
You can't tell me that's not menacing.
The notorious SVG.
Yeah.
I'll back it. That's hard in the paint.
They need to have Jeff Van Gundy do this.
Remake this.
Give him a bicycle snapback. Yeah.
Joe in the background.
With Joe or Luke Cornett, like doing what the other guys do in that picture.
Luke Cornett in the background. Yeah, no, that picture is it's elite. It's elite. Let me see if I can find I don't know how much else there is to say, like what he can provide for the Celtics other than just helping coaching experience, but we can react to some good Jeff Van Gundy moments just for the fun. Hanging off leg. That's the first thing I have to find.
Involved with enough important games. Off the top of my head, I do remember Van Gundy on a Celtics Cavs playoff game where I believe Anderson Varejao was bleeding and he wanted them to stop the game. And Van Gundy was like, "So what if you're bleeding? You should wear that blood like a Medal of Honor."
Here's Jeff Van Gundy. You can see him at the bottom of your screen here. Where you see him down there? Just a little.
Just hanging on for dear life. Would be down. Well, I mean, I guess like Alonzo Mourning and Pat Riley are somewhat like special consultants. I know Pat Riley's kind of calling the shots there, but Alonzo's just there hanging out, looking menacing behind Pat Riley
of hanging,
in the stands.
He's hey, I respect it. He's riding with this team.
Here we go.
He's got him.
Absolute dog. You're telling
beast.
me that guy isn't going to get a little bit of extra fire out of your players?
Look at him.
I mean, what other coach is doing that? No other coach would do that.
Hell yeah. If you got to be held back by Charles
are just built
Oakley.
different. I mean, you had Stan with all the fellas on the bike, and now Jeff hanging off of Alonzo Mourning's shoe.
If you got to be held back by Charles Oakley, you're doing something right. You're doing something. We have some of Jeff Van Gundy's best calls on ESPN to see if we can get some funny moments here. Best of Jeff Van Gundy. Let's see what we got.
New FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube at YouTube TV.
That technical foul on LeBron James' third this season. He did it for after getting the foul called on him, which was his fourth personally. Ran down the other end of the floor.
Prime rat, LeBron.
So you said you like that technical foul call. Why?
Well, no, I didn't say I like that. I said any other player does that, they get hit with a technical. I've seen him a couple of times that he was not hit with a technical.
Why is running to the other end of the floor as Ginobili? It's a nice little runner. Why is that construed?
It's construed as showing up the ref.
Well, first of all, why does that matter? First of all, they're not here to see the refs, but how is that showing him up by running away from it?
Oh, come on. That is what? It is showing him up.
Why, because you run down the floor?
Come on, everybody can see it. It's obviously you're displeased. There's better ways to exhibit your displeasure. Fox knocks it in. Kindness and respect.
I don't understand how running the other way doesn't. You'd rather have him stand there and curse the guy out.
I'm just telling you.
All right, this one's too long. This one's too long. I want some rapid fire. You know what I'm saying? I want some.
When they were Seattle,
you gotta get the Mark Jackson knocking out of the park.
Seattle and the Supersonics with the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's different teams. I don't want to hear about this anymore. They got their team taken away, and now you're gonna bring it up and just put salt on the wound.
Will you stop yelling at me?
No.
By Miami.
No.
It's the same one.
Is this it?
Up their percentage for the game, 62%.
Yep.
James called.
There should be multiple technicals.
See, now you made a good point, and then you go one step too far.
It's just, what are we going to replay for now? Oh, my goodness. Well, that's just I don't know if it's a natural basketball play, but it's certainly not a flagrant foul. I mean, he's going up. I get so bored of these replays. They got a great game going. And I hate that circle over their head motion. It
kind of sounds like Larry David. Now this is not up your alley, but
much. It's like never ending.
He's literally doing a Larry David character.
10 people put their heads on their pillow and go to sleep because no one cares. They want NBA action. They want to see dunks like Andrew Wiggins.
They're reviewing for an intentional hostile act.
How about he just got dunked on? That's the hostile act.
Yeah, Stan.
Can I just respond? When I go to the writers to tell me who can guard in this league, I'll put a gun to my own head, okay? Listen, the writers know as little about NBA defense as that real plus-minus stat. Klay Thompson is an elite defender on an elite team. They're not going to be the number one team on defense without Klay Thompson's greatness. So you can throw out to me any advanced stat you want. Just don't tell me the writers know one thing, not one, about defense.
On this little flip back. But that's a flop. God, this again, it just ruins the game. I can't believe with all the brilliance we have in the NBA offense that we can't find a way
then you got me back.
to eliminate this part of the game, or at least even start to punish it. I'm just sick of it. And I can't believe the NBA office isn't sick of it too. They're obviously condoning this.
Well, they're not condoning.
They're absolutely condoning flopping because they give them the calls and they don't punish them when they do flop.
So what?
Wow, he's fired up on that one. I love that.
Foul. What's the remedy?
Well, if I say it, they will
Marcus
pay no attention. So it doesn't matter. But I have easy remedies. You fine them, or you treat them like technicals. When you flop X amount of times, you're suspended.
But it's very hard to
That's not hard. So technicals are subjective too. What does second cousins mean?
You don't need anything else after that. Just what does second cousins mean?
I don't want to go into
All right, just when people say it, I never know what they mean or what you're allowed to do when you're a second cousin.
Wait.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm just no, I don't
Poor
know
Breen.
what
He
a
had no.
second cousin
He was just shell
I am
shocked
so
by
grateful
that.
for this commercial right now.
Yeah.
What does, I don't know what you're allowed to do. Jeff's actually asking about his personal life.
Yeah.
What is a second cousin? Is it your? Is it
It's your cousin's
cousin?
like cousins.
Your cousin's. I'm good. Sorry, I gotta Google Jeff. What is
Jeff Van
a
Gundy
second-
teaches how about them Celtics what a second cousin is.
the children of your parents' cousins. So
Okay. Yes.
your
that makes
parents'
sense.
cousins'
Kids.
kids are you okay? What's a third cousin? Oh wait. A third cousin is the child of your parents' second cousin. Okay, yeah, we're cooked. Now we're cooked. I quit. I'm done. Jeff, maybe try to just find somebody else, brother.
If you ever run into him,
No,
just be like,
no.
hey, listen, you were the first person that ever made me curious to what a first, second, and third cousin are. He'd probably laugh.
Oh man. Anyways, let us know what you think of Jeff Van Gundy. Let us know what you think about second cousins. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to How About Them Celtics. Check us out on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff, and subscribe to the playback. We've already scheduled our next show. We'll be live for Thursday's game, October 19th. Celtics versus Hornets preseason action. Is it the last game of preseason action? Second to last
Last one.
game. It's the last preseason game. You're right. Yeah. So last preseason game, we will be live. Come hang out. We'll have a guest there watching with us. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll let Sam take it out.
Hey, thank you very much for watching and sitting and investigating the family tree with us. You can find us here on YouTube by subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any daily uploads. You can find us on Spotify and Apple. Like Jack said, our full-length audio pods are there, as well as YouTube. You can find us on social media at How About Them C's. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Facebook is just the name of the podcast. Playback. Follow us there. Don't miss any of those streams. You can find Jack on Twitter at JacksmonNBA. You can find me on Twitter at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe.